think it means to this team to have JR right?
Feels good. I think he feels that he could even be better because it's still so many more games that we have left to prepare for the playoffs, and the way he's shooting the basketball right now, the way he's playing, he's fitting well into what we need him to do in the starting five, and he's just doing a great job offensively and defensively, and we need him to keep up that same effort. So.
Was there any feeling of inevitability with your group that you're going to break through at some point and have a pocket like you showed in the third quarter, and how reassuring is it that you do get to see that?
It's definitely a confident booster, but no far stretch of imagination do we think that we're just out of where we need to be, or the kind of where we saw ourselves. We're definitely taking steps in the right direction, and making sure that we not only demand more of ourselves, but we can account for one another and be responsible, and just really go out there and play with maximum effort and sustain it at a very high level. I think that understanding where we're coming from in March, a lot of physical fatigue, maybe some mental fatigue as well. You kind of throw it out the window, and now we're just getting in better shape, and guys are starting to feel good, and hopefully we can continue to do that going into Boston. So.
You had hinted strongly last week that there had been some disagreements while you guys were trying to work through your issues, and then obviously we saw one the other night.
You said I hinted strongly at disagreements?
That there were disagreements in the locker room among your guys. And then obviously we saw one last night, or the other night.
Oh, okay.
And the question is, how do you feel how you guys have come out on the other end of that, if you have?
I feel like we're coming out the way we're supposed to. Things like that happen, and we don't really have time to kind of explain or demand an explanation from one another. I mean, we're all grown-ups here. Being able to talk to one another if we see something differently out there. Sometimes it may not be emotionally communicated the right way all the time, but who cares? I mean, as long as we know that every loose ball, anything that we need, everyone's willing to die for that and go after it for one another, and not for themselves but for the team, then we're good. We're in a good place, and we can get out of it and look each other in the face and still be honest with one another. We're in a very great place. So I feel like we're just getting to that point where plays that just happen, we're just moving on to the next thing rather than kind of looking around and waiting for an explanation. So we still have some things to correct, and it's definitely going to take some more time, but I'm excited about it.
I think with Chicago, you said it's ugly right now, but we're going to fix it. How much does just 3 wins help?
All wins help. All wins help, man. It always try to cover up your mistakes, but I think Bron said it the other night. When we can get to a point where we're still pinpointing mistakes, even when we're winning and we're playing well, and that's going to be the difference. That's going to be the difference between a good and a great team. Everyone can point the finger when everything's going shitty. So when things are going great, we still got to be able to maintain that at a high level of just demanding greatness out of one another. So.
It's only a regular season game tomorrow night, but you are tied with Boston now for the top spot in the conference. Kevin just said that it's probably a good time for you guys to go through a test like that. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Can't wait. It's exciting. It's exciting basketball. Exciting basketball. 1-2, 2-1, whatever you want to call it. Whoever's competing for first place, second place. So it's exciting. It's just great competitive basketball, and I'm glad we get to see them again in the regular season. I know they're excited as well. A lot of great players on the floor at one time, like I always say. But it's just great competition. See where we stand.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.